Okay, let's dive into this wild ride. It's a story all about money, a whole lot of manipulation, and this absolutely insane social experiment cooked up by Mr. Beast. You see, it was supposed to be a simple survival challenge, right? But oh no, it quickly twisted into this high-stakes, psychological game of pure, unadulterated revenge.
I mean, the starting idea was pretty straightforward, but even Mr. Beast himself said it just spiraled into something way more intense. What kicked off as a basic test of endurance, surviving in the wild, it became a total masterclass in strategy and, yeah, betrayal.
So how did this whole thing even kick off? Well, let me tell you, the setup was just designed for maximum drama right from the get-go.
Okay, so picture this. A guy named Grant gets dropped into the middle of nowhere with his ex-girlfriend Ashley. And this was like his most serious ex. But then, bam, he gets ambushed by 4 other ex-girlfriends. The deal? Survive 30 days together, and they all split a huge pile of cash. Sounds simple enough, right? Wrong. It was anything but.
And Grant, I mean, you can imagine, he was completely overwhelmed. He literally called it every man's worst nightmare. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife, right from day one. Especially with Ashley. She made it crystal clear this wasn't about making up. Oh no. For her, this was all about revenge.
But see, this was never going to be just a simple survival challenge. I mean, come on, this is Mr. Beast we're talking about. So in his classic style, he threw in a secret layer of rules that turned the whole thing into a strategic game of cat and mouse.
And this is the absolute core of the conflict. Check this out. Grant was given the power to eliminate 1 woman every 5 days. So naturally he's thinking, I'm in charge here, I'm running the show. But the women were holding a secret trump card. A huge one. The very last ex standing could choose to steal the entire prize pool. And Grant, he had absolutely no idea. Total information imbalance.
So, armed with this game-changing secret, what do the women do? They don't just sit around and wait, that's for sure. Nope, they immediately form this powerful alliance. And they had one single, crystal clear, and honestly pretty ruthless goal in mind.
Their plan was basically a 5-step master operation. Step 1, form that unbreakable secret alliance. Step 2, manipulate Grant's emotions to control his decisions, make him think he's picking who goes home. Step 3 was to control his eliminations, leading to the big one, Step 4, make sure Ashley, the one he cheated on national TV, gets all the way to the end. And the grand finale, Step 5, steal all the money.
So, let's be perfectly clear here. For them, this was never ever about splitting the money. As Ashley puts it herself, the goal was for her to get to the end and steal it all from him. This was always about vengeance. Grant, he was just a pawn in their elaborate revenge plot.
But even the best laid plans can fall apart. What looked like a totally foolproof plan, well, the cracks started to show. All that pressure, individual egos, different motivations, it all started to bubble up and clash.
The first big crack appeared during this standoff between Ashley and Grant. She basically pressured him to say they were equally imperfect in their breakup, but he just wouldn't do it. This stalemate created a real power struggle, and that little opening was all it took. As the tension got higher and higher, another player, Abby, started to seriously second-guess her part in this whole revenge scheme.
And Ashley's possessiveness over this whole revenge plot, it became a massive issue. At one point, Abby voiced a concern that they were pushing Grant too hard and he might just quit, which would ruin everything for everyone. And Ashley just shut her down, basically saying, this is not your game. She made it really clear that in her mind, this was her story, and everyone else was just a side character.
And that was the moment. That was the turning point for Abby. She said she realized that Ashley didn't care about her at all. She was just a pawn. And that feeling, being used as a disposable piece in someone else's vendetta, that pushed her to make a decision that would change the entire game. She decided to break the alliance.
So Abby completely flips the script. She goes to Grant in secret and spills everything, the whole plan, the alliance, Ashley's goal to steal the money, all of it. And she makes him a counteroffer. Take me to the end, and I promise I won't steal the money, we'll split it. And to seal the deal, to really gain his trust, she swears on the Bible. For Grant, that was it. That was the ultimate proof that she was telling the truth.
Okay, so this all leads us to the super dramatic endgame.
This is where all the secret plans, the hidden alliances, the broken promises, they all just collide in what is honestly one of the most brutal moments of the entire show.
So, on day 25, Grant, who now trusts Abby completely, makes his big move. He gives this really heartfelt speech about forgiveness and moving forward, and then he eliminates Ashley. He is 100% confident that his deal with Abby is solid. He thinks he's finally won, that he's outsmarted the whole alliance.
But then, Mr. B steps in and drops the bombshell. He finally reveals the secret rule to Grant, who is just stunned. He hands Abby a hammer. The final power is hers. She can either split the money, like she swore on the Bible she would, or she can smash Grant's heart and take every single penny.
And in this unbelievably shocking final moment, after she talks about how she felt manipulated by literally everyone, Abby declares her true allegiance. She picks up that hammer, looks Grant right in the eye, and says this one chilling line. And the last part is for Ashley.
And then she does it. She smashes his heart. She betrays him, completely breaking that promise she swore on the Bible. She wins the entire $300,000 prize, all for herself, leaving Grant with absolutely nothing. Well, except maybe a few hard-learned lessons.
So what are we left with? Just this incredibly complex web of motivations. You have to ask yourself, right? Was Abby's final move a brilliant, cutthroat strategic play? Was it just karma coming back around for Grant? Or was it, plain and simple, the ultimate betrayal? It's a question that really sticks with you long after the game is over.